What's up, my fellow gamers? Welcome to the top 5 video game news countdown of the week. I'll be running down a list of the top 5 pieces of video game news each and every week so that you don't miss it. This is the week of July 4th, so let's get started.
Number 5.
Earlier this week, a German video game website leaked pictures of a Resistance 3 PS3 bundle showing a new logo called the PSN Pass. It was then confirmed by Sony that this online pass requires users to input a one-time only code in order to gain access to a game's online capabilities. This is similar to EA's and THQ's online passes. For example, if you want to play Resistance 3 online with your friends, you'll need to either buy a brand new copy of the game that comes with the code for online functionality, or if you choose to buy the game used without the code, you'll have to purchase the online functionality for about $10. Publishers are trying to combat used game sales with this new tactic and are trying to get more consumers to buy new as opposed to buying used. I personally don't agree with this. I feel that publishers are punishing those who decide to purchase used game by restricting access to part of a game and forcing them to spend more money to access it. It's not the right way to go about fighting the used games market. If you have your own idea on how publishers should combat the used games market, let us know in the comments below.
Number 4.
Legendary Pictures has announced that they will be holding a panel at Comic-Con this year in which we'll get to see the first glimpse of the Mass Effect movie. If you don't know what Mass Effect is, where the heck have you been? Mass Effect is an awesome FPS RPG hybrid with a heavy emphasis on a cinematic story. You play as Commander Shepard, who is tasked with saving the universe from an ancient alien threat known as the Reapers. Throughout the game, you make heavy-hitting decisions that impact major outcomes in your game. What really makes Mass Effect stand out from many other games that offer decision making is that once you've completed your game, you can transfer all of your decisions that you make into the second and third games, make it for a truly unique experience unlike anyone else's. News of a Mass Effect movie excites me, but not to the degree of jumping for joy. There has been a history of bad video game movies, and I'm expecting nothing different for this movie. I'm just hoping I'm wrong. The game's creator, Casey Hudson, will be attending the panel at Comic-Con, so it looks like he's working closely on the project, which is slightly relieving. I guess we'll just have to check out what Legendary Pictures has in store for us during Comic-Con before we start casting judgments.
Number 3.
Early on Friday, DICE updated their battle blog with new information on each of the classes featured in the Battlefield 3 multiplayer. The game will have 4 classes: Assault, Engineer, Support, and Recon. You might have noticed that I didn't mention Medic. That's because the Medic class has now been integrated with the Assault class. The Assault class is still your running gunner, but it now has the ability to provide medkits and use the defibrillator on fallen teammates. Now, before you get upset about your favorite class getting medic duties, DICE has also explained that each class is completely customizable, meaning if you want to create your assault class with the sole purposes of running and gunning, you can do that. The medic abilities are there for those who want to create a medic class. Engineer remains the same for the most part. He can repair vehicles, take down enemy vehicles with his RPG, and also build facades to provide cover for his teammates. He's equipped with carbine-specific weapons, making him very versatile in battle. The support class is making a return, and in a big way. Their main weapons of choice are light machine guns, but this time around they have 2 new abilities to set them apart from other classes: Bipod and Suppressive Fire. Bipods can be deployed wherever you're in a prone position or on suitable supports such as a windowsill. When the bipod is deployed, you'll have a major boost in accuracy and the ability to fire all 200 rounds without letting go of the trigger. Suppressive Fire allows you to cause the enemy's scream to have a graphical blur and cause their character to stress out by laying down fire in close vicinity. If the enemy is in cover and is being laid in Suppressive Fire, their best bet is to stay in cover or else they can kiss their lives goodbye. Finally, we have the Recon class, which is the Sniper class. DICE is being tight-lipped with the Recon class's new abilities. They mention that snipers are particularly suited for spotting enemies for your teammates to see in their position, but they're not telling us what new team play oriented gadgets they're being given. In the blog post, DICE said, "We'll talk more about these toys and how they work in a blog post a bit further down the road." Each class looks to offer something unique this time around, so I can't wait to try them all on October 25th when the game officially releases.
Number 2.
IGN.com has a scoop on 10 minutes of gameplay footage of Deus Ex Human Revolution. demo is taken from about halfway through the game, where Adam Jensen is tasked with infiltrating a data core room in order to retrieve some kind of information. The story isn't what we're being directed at in this demo, it's the gameplay. Jensen must get through many levels of the building he's in, and we're told that there are multiple ways that can be taken in order to get to the data core room. We see the player run into his first obstacle when he tries to enter a door with a security guard blocking the way. The guard tells him he's unable to get through unless he has a security pass. Since Jensen didn't have a security pass, the player is tasked with multiple ways to get past the door. They can either kill the guard and possibly every other guard on that particular floor, loot the pass from another security guard, or find an alternate route. We see the player take two approaches. He knocks out a guard out of sight of anybody else and loots his pass, but then decides to upgrade his abilities to allow him to get to higher ground on his own. He then moves on, making a stealthy approach in one room and a Rambo approach in another. At the end of the demo, we see Jensen battling guards and security bots using different gadgets and abilities to take them out. It all looks pretty awesome. I appreciate the detail to the environment and to the people in this game. It all seems very real and very lively, making for a truly immersive experience. If you want to check out the full demo, the link will be in the description. I highly recommend you check it out. This game is looking hot.
Now it's time for the epic clip of the day.
This week's epic clip of the day goes to Nowhere3008 for the awesome 360 headshot he made with a sniper. Let's run that again in slow motion. It may have cost him his life, but I can tell you it was well worth it. Make sure you guys go check out his channel and let him know I sent you. There's plenty of other clips of his worth watching. And the top video game news of the week goes to... Back during E3, Irrational Games showed off a 15-minute demo of Bioshock Infinite to the video game press. The game went on to win various Best of E3 awards, and the rest of us were left eager to see this demo. The demo has finally went public this Friday when Game Trailers TV got an exclusive look at the game, and believe me when I tell you that this game is unbelievable. The demo starts off with the protagonist Booker DeWitt and a woman named Elizabeth rummaging through an abandoned store looking for loot. You quickly see the relationship between the two characters and how they interact with each other. They seem like friends, but throughout the demo I got the feeling that their relationship could eventually become something more. We find out during the demo that a giant mechanical winged creature called a songbird is looking for Elizabeth to take her back. Elizabeth warns DeWitt that if it comes to it, she wants him to end her life if the songbird were to ever capture her again. Once the songbird leaves, they exit the store and we see them walk around the floating city of Columbia. The city is very colorful and lively, but also it feels very eerie. We see an execution about to take place, but DeWitt stops it, and this is where the action in the demo picks up. This game is very much an FPS. We see DeWitt use various weapons such as pistols, shotguns, and RPGs to take on his enemies, and he uses these special abilities called Vigors to help him out during his battle. Elizabeth is also a major key to the gameplay of Bioshock Infinite, just as much as she is to the story. She has the power to tear through time and alternate dimensions in order to provide cover, alternate routes, or creative ways to help you kill enemies. She can't quite fully control her ability, so from the demo it looks like you'll only be able to use her powers a limited number of times before she's able to use it again. We see DeWitt take to the skies on Skylines, which Ken Levine, the game's creative director, describes as a roller coaster stacked on top of a roller coaster stacked on top of a roller coaster. Players will be able to use Skylines to travel around Columbia by jumping from one to another. In the demo, DeWitt uses these Skylines to jump onto a giant blimp that was raining fire on him and Elizabeth. He quickly disables it, jumps out of the blimp, and free falls down to a skyline where he reunites with Elizabeth. At the end of the demo, we see the two reaching their destination, but not before the songbird finding the two. The songbird poses DeWitt as a threat, and as it's about to kill him, Elizabeth stops the songbird by telling it that she'll come back with him just as long as it doesn't hurt Booker. The demo ends with the songbird taking off with Elizabeth and DeWitt taking off to the Skylines to chase them down. To say I was left wanting more is an understatement. This game needs to be in my life right now. I recommend every single one of you who have yet to see this demo to go check it out immediately. And even if you've already seen it, go ahead and watch it again. You will not be disappointed. The game has no official release date yet, and we're only given a very vague release of sometime next year. But I guess we'll just have to wait until then. Alright guys, that's it for this week, so stay tuned next week for another countdown of some awesome video game news. If you want your video game clip to be in next week's Epic Clip of the Week, go ahead and leave it as a video response to this video or send me a message on YouTube with your clip. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.